All right, yes, yes, yes. Welcome back, everyone. It is me once again, Molten, but this time I'm joined by my friend and teammate.
Bromaria.
There it is. There it
And
is.
here we are in the lower bracket final, surprisingly enough, with Raza versus Zain.
What a game, what a game, what a game. The brothers. It's almost an iconic Epic Land match. The
Certainly is.
Secker brothers against each other. What more could you want?
Yeah. Some probably predicted that
Goodness
they'd
me.
have been in the final, but
I have pressed a button there and I do not know what I pressed.
some technical difficulties.
It's
There we
gone.
go.
We're good. Everyone ignore everything that just happened. In the northwest, in the green, playing Protoss on Berlingrad. It's Zain.
And in the bottom right position, spawning as the red Terran, it's his brother, Raza.
All
Oh,
right.
Genesis Gaming.
This is for a spot in the grand final against Figaro, who has beaten both of these players so far this weekend. I wonder if he can go all the way, but we'll find out next.
Yeah.
A PVT, a little change of pace from the fast, action-packed PvP we just had.
Really
How do you
exciting.
see this one go?
I think it'd be pretty standard. I think, they're pretty evenly matched to some extent. Raza has certainly different builds that he could bring out. I know he's likes to do tank play every now and again. He likes his aliens. So yeah, interested to see what he brings out in his first map. But I think the first map will be pretty standard. Testing each other out, seeing how they're going to play.
I just spit water all over myself, so I was trying to open that water bottle, so I'm going to put that down for now. I'm going to see a Nexus before Cybercore for Zain. No, we're not. Just baiting me. He's changed his mind as well. Ah, he was just checking for the NG bay. Oh, that's smart. I should do that. Wow. What an individual.
And we see the Reaper opening from Raza, and he's going to scout with the SCV.
Scout as well, yeah. It's Pro being annoying.
And, the Reaper Scout really, I'm not a massive fan of it anymore. I think the reactor opening to get the 4 and 6 Marines out really quick is nicer to defend against, especially on a map without a ramp.
That's spoken like a Protoss who has lost a lot of probes to Reapers.
Yes. Well, I don't Reaper well, so
Oh, wow. Is this a full wall, by the way? I swear it isn't. Like, I actually swear it isn't, because I feel like I've tried this and it didn't work. But
as I've just said, I don't actually Reaper
I'm
wall.
not going to lie.
Yeah. And we actually see the factory coming down now for Raza.
Oh, we're about to find out. Okay,
well, it's definitely a wall now.
Fair enough. It is. Raza trying to get up there. Can't Adept is going to shade round, tag the Reaper, won't be able to kill it. Just a very, very, very standard PvT opening here. Who do you think is going to win? Who's the favourite?
Typically, I'd say Raza. I think Raza would be my favourite, but he hasn't particularly looked 100% in his games against Figaro. He's certainly dropped a lot more matches than typically he would. So I think going into this, it's pretty even.
Yeah, fair. Raza, the number 1 seed for this tournament. Zain, the number 2 seed in the air. It's a number 3 seed in that final spot. I don't know if we've ever had the number 3 seed win an Epic Clan. I definitely have to ask someone older than me to know that.
And we do actually see the Widowmine drop coming in here, which is a bit different style. I mean, it's only going to be 3 Widowmines, I think. It's not got to be reactor on that factory. So it's not quite as aggressive as it could be. But it's still going to test Zain early out here.
Reaper did come up and see the Chrono Boost on there. Can safely assume Blink's on the way. Just 2 gates for now. Robo down as well. So it looks like Zain is going to go for a 3rd, but this probe well intercepted by the Reaper of Raza.
Yeah, really nice timing there to get that probe.
I always forget that this Reaper jump off cliff exists. It feels illegal.
And the Reaper's actually going to die there without actually getting to scout. He does scout the Robo.
So he's scouted 1 Robo and at least 2 gates and Blink. Yeah. I don't think he'll be too worried about this being 3 or 4 gate Blink, because he saw the probe coming down here. Yeah. At the time, you would take a 3rd base with a 2 gate Blink play. Zain doing the futile but necessary Adept Shade into the main.
And I think we're going to have some Ravens coming out here from Raza.
Yep, Raven on the way. This double Widowmine drop. Heading to the south. A nice pylon from Zain here, right on the west side of the map, means you will see this medevac
the way that these two have played so far in this game, it seems like they both know where they're gonna play. So Raza knew which third base to go to. Zain's built the pylons in the right place for the drop. It kind of feels a bit, you know. Actually, these Stalkers are going to take a lot of damage here.
Wow.
They didn't blink away.
Okay.
Wow.
That could have been a lot worse. Only 2 probes went down. It actually worked out really well for Zain. I thought at least one of the Stalkers would die.
And somewhere across the map, Raza actually lost 2 SCVs as well. So they.
Did he?
Yeah. I think an Adept actually got into the base.
So he did. So he did.
Now we see that Raven go into the main base eventually of Zain, looking to get some economic damage with that.
As a matter of fact, it's going to make it safely home for Blink boys and an observer here, but Raza is ready with Marines in his base.
Yeah, it's a nice setup. We saw this against in Raza's previous match, and Zain's not going to get any damage done here, unfortunately for him.
Oh, look at this. So 4 gates on the way. Charge starts up.
+1.
Looks like Zain is just going to comfortably pay off 3 gas for now. Go into those +1 charge lots and probe up. And big blink here. Tries to blink away from the tank, but that tank is still in range. The refinery and the depot will go down.
Yeah, a nice little
Small
bit of
damage.
harass.
Yeah.
As the Raven is going into the main base now. Let's see how quickly Zain can react to this.
Does have plenty of time to see it. The auto-tar goes down and Zain isn't reacting. And at least 2 probes are going to fall.
Yeah.
Just to this our Toasters pylon and a half. The auto-tar won't be able to get it. But auto-tar in the natural now. Stalks on the other side of the map. Not going to be able to do any counter-attack damage. And this is a nice start for Raza.
Yeah,
I especially like this start because often with the Raven you want to use interference matrix on big units like the Colossus, but Zain's not playing a Robo Bay. He's just playing gateway style, so that use of the Raven for the auto turrets is really nice for the Terran.
But not just that, but Raza actually be able to scout the timing and all of them gates, and he knows exactly where he is now. He's going to get them Widow Mines back into production, get his Steerman +1, and he'll be completely fine, I think, to the aggression that Zain's going to...
Stim's finished. Raza's moving out. He's pulling the boys, in fact. Yeah, it's going to be a counter-attack from Zain, but the question is, will he be able to hold at home?
I think he's got 8 Stalkers, is it?
6 Stalkers, a few Zealots in the Prism, a few Zealots and a few Sentries at home. I mean, I think he needs a miracle here to hold. This is a lot of boys. Actually, a lot of boys. Zealots are going to get some damage done, but that doesn't really matter because Raza's all in here. Zain needs to hold this. I don't think he can. The Robo gets picked off. That Immortal will never see the light of day. And how do you ever fight this?
I think you go to the menu and press surrender after respectfully typing GG, unfortunately.
Looks like Zain is going to have the most hopium base trade I've ever seen. I'm shocked he's even trying it, but
I mean, it is the final of a lower bracket. Your tournament life is on the line in these matches, so, you know, you might as well try. But he doesn't have a Stargate. He's not able to get any flying units, so there's no point base trading a Terran.
Yeah, maybe if he had a Dark Shrine, but even then there's a Raven out. I think this is utterly futile by Zain.
Yeah.
But maybe Raza makes a mistake, you know? Maybe somehow his army gets sectioned off. If Zain takes one good fight. The army supplies are actually pretty close.
Yeah, they are.
It's just the Terran army is better than your army.
I mean, with some force fields, with some decent splits against the mines, you know, there's always a chance. And actually, there's a base going up with 3 cannons in the bottom.
Yeah.
I mean...
Does Raza know about this? He does not. Raza has
lost all of his
bases.
Well,
Raza has to take a good fight now. Oh, anti-armor missile hits. And Zain is going to have to retreat. A couple Zealots get picked off. But now Zain can retreat to his cannons.
Yeah.
And Raza has to fight this. He can't build another command center. He has to fight into these cannons.
What a strange situation we found ourselves in.
And with force fields, like, look at how good this base is to defend. He can force field these ramps off.
I mean, Raza does have the tank, which is going to be annoying to deal with.
True.
So he's going to be able to siege from a distance.
Huge.
Yeah.
I mean, the force field.
The great force field
to go down. These cannons are putting in some work. But yeah, this tank can get so much free damage. 1 Milifac going down is actually big. There's not much healing in this army, and this army is pretty damaged on Raza. A lot of the SCVs are going down. I can't believe Zain's made this game this close. And in he comes. The recall goes down. A couple Zealots added to the force, and a huge Widow Mine hits. Will clean out those Zealots, and I think it was a admirable effort. Warp Prism used to power the cannons.
Love it.
And Zain is going for it. The probes are pulled to try and soak up those Widow Mine shots, but they don't. And the Stalkers are going to fall. The bio is all in red health. There's actually a warping coming in. I can't believe those gateways to the north of the map are still active. And now the tank is jumped up on. Oh, but it survives on orange HP.
Wow.
And this game got insanely close. But I think Raza will be able to take it home from here.
I mean, I'd love for Zain to just... Yeah.
Blinks on the tank and gets it.
No. Wow.
And he can't warp in. He only has 130 minerals. GG. There it is. Oh. My goodness me.
That was
crazy.
Far too close than it should have been.
For sure. I mean, I thought that base trade was just pointless, to be honest. But somehow...
Well, getting both of the command centers...
He gave himself a chance.
He did. Really,
I like it.
Really incredible there. I mean, looking at the army supply graph, it was actually really close. I think... I don't know. I still don't understand the way that Zain would ever hold that push. That's the problem. It was such a strong timing attack by Raza without the AoE and without, you know, having that. Maybe if the Zealots that got warped into the main base didn't actually get warped into the main base, they got warped up home, there'd have been a better chance.
Maybe the Prism would be useful at home in the small micro fights, but it is really tough to hold those SCV pool type builds without any AoE at all.
Yeah.
It's always going to be hard for the Protoss. And we're hopping into map number 2, Blackburn.
Certainly are. What do you expect to see out of this one?
Blackburn's a map that is very easy to have split down the middle. And as a result of that, macro games are more likely. But I kind of feel like Zain is going to want to take the initiative. I feel like Zain has to get something done. I think if he just kind of sits back and plays a normal game, Raza's gonna win. I think Raza is just slightly more comfortable in that situation. But let's see, in the southeast, in the green, playing Protoss, it's Zain.
And spawning in the bottom left position, currently 1-0 up, it's Raza. Going back to that first game, I can't believe how close it actually got there at the
That
end.
was actually insane. If Zain had won that game, it would have been a steal.
If it had managed to take out the tank earlier, I think the tank holding it down there was the key.
I was shocked when he warped in 5 more Zealots. I was like, surely he can't warp anything in. But he still had 5 gates powered to the top of the map. Mistake from Raza letting them survive.
For sure.
And those 5 Zealots were not that far off changing everything. Probe scanning for proxies is interesting.
Yeah, I think Raza's not reluctant to throwing the odd proxy rat, taking a bit of inspiration from his hero, Maru, but not this game. As you see standard play coming from both of them. Zain going again for Nexus first this time before the Cyber, which is a bit of a change from last
yeah, that's interesting. I wonder why he does that. What is it about Blackburn that means I'm going, well, okay, well, it's Reactor for Raza, so no Reaper this time.
So, Hero Marine plays this style a lot on Blackburn, in that he'll get 6 Marines or 6 to 8 Marines, walk them across the other side of the map, and try and get economic damage. What he did against Roscoe was 6 Marines and an Alien, and he just won the game with it. I think we were having technical difficulties at the time, so it wasn't actually on stream, which was rather unfortunate, but I'd be interested to see if he does the same thing this time around.
Yeah, that will be interesting to see. Cyberport going to finish up. We can expect to see an Adept, and are we going to see a Twilight from Zain? Looks like we are, as that warp gate does start on up immediately. Probe comes in just to check that that command center is going down at the normal time, and he will now see 2 Marines.
And I wouldn't be surprised for a Stargate. Yeah, Stargate does go down here.
Okay. Interesting.
And I actually really like this. I think Zain has scouted that it's a reactor first. He knows it's going to be a factory for an alien, and I really wouldn't be surprised here if he's going to maybe get an Oracle, but keep it at home rather than go out the other side of the map with it.
Okay, okay. Do you think Zain ever goes Phoenix here? Or is he just not a Phoenix player, maybe?
I don't think I've ever seen him play Phoenix.
Fair.
I've seen him play Oracle a lot. We actually see the Starport going down for Raza now. And going into...
It's going to go
Well,
into
actually,
the reactor, but the Adept says no.
Wow. The Adept gets in there, blocks it, and with only 2 Marines out, it's going to take a while
Yeah,
to
the
clear.
rest of those Marines have gone to the middle of the map, and that's really nice for Zain. It's just going to delay this Hellion or Widowmine play by
really
a long
nice.
time. It's going to be Hellions.
And we do actually see the
Adept
Oracle
got
there.
out, by the way.
Wow.
Wow.
And this completely throws Raza's build off. He has to
for
keep
sure.
them Marines at home. He's not able to go across the other side of the map to scout or get that economic damage. And it allows Zain to actually send that Oracle across the map.
And now, are these Widowmines even going to be in position by the time the Oracle gets here? It's going to be close.
Yeah, I think they could be if he's going to put them there. But I'm not sure he really thinks that he's going to go for Oracle.
Oh.
Here we go. The Oracle comes in.
Wow, and there's just nothing in this main base. This is a disaster for Raza. Several SCVs are going to go down, of course. Oracle takes a little while to kill the SCVs. Can the SCVs bait Zain into the mine? Oh, it's a dodge from Zain. Well, I thought he was going to lose that for sure. And now there's a naked mineral line here.
Because
as
the Marines
Raza's
have
Marines
gone to
have
the
gone
other side
across
of
the
the map.
map.
Wow, he really needs to do some damage here.
This is a disaster.
But with a battery and 2 Adepts, there's nothing. He's not going to
Yeah.
find anything.
These Marines are going to do absolutely nothing. There is 4 Widow Mines in a drop, and they have to get damage here. If
And
Raza doesn't get damage here, he's dead. Zain's 17 workers up with a 3rd base about to finish.
yeah, and Charger coming in rather than Blink. And here we go. It's the armory build with the mines. Oh, a nice.
3 is a good
Yeah,
start,
good
but
start.
he needs more for sure. The Marines go down here. Battery is going to save all those probes and the 2 Adepts.
Yeah, I really like the positioning of their mines. They're spread out, so the Revelation can't hit all of them at the same time. And another probe does go down. But 4 isn't particularly that worrying for him. You know, this
No.
was a really nice
5
hold. Yeah.
in the end, but all 4 mines are going to fall eventually once this Oracle has energy. For another Revelation, I think he can get both with 1 Revelation here.
Bit close.
It'll be interesting to see if he tries that or just guarantees getting 1.
But we've just won Oracle.
Oh,
that could have been big.
That could have been scary.
We've just
Okay,
won
3 more.
Oracle out. Raza can just keep doing this.
Yeah.
You know, he can just keep dropping these.
Oh no, it's
Widow
Phoenix.
mines.
Oh, good call by Zain, and now the Widow
Oh,
Mine
nice.
will go down. Nicely done. And we are seeing Phoenix chargelet from Zain.
We certainly are. I'm excited to see where this goes. As I do believe there's another drop on the map at the 3rd base. Yeah. So I really like this style. Just the concept. There's no robo, and there's no reason not to do this other than the Phoenix getting out.
It is keeping the Phoenix at home, but only 2 probes once again for 4 Widow Mines.
Yeah, this has been really well handled by Zain.
Yeah, it's been really, really well handled. And Zain's in such a commanding position here. He's taking a 4th base against the 2 base turn.
I mean, look how late Stim's going to be.
Yep.
You know, he's just... Zain could go for a huge charge lot all in, and Stim would not even be done. He's that far ahead. As we see the Forge going down now.
What do you think Raza can do to try and get back into this
I
game?
think
I really
Raza-
don't know. Okay, well, this might help as the Phoenix just fly in. Oh my goodness, and 2 of them fall. They do get a medevac, that's something, but
Yeah, that was a bit sloppy there.
Yeah.
I think that's the sort of thing that Raza is looking for, just picking off them things. Now the Phoenix needs to go home. He needs to start building them again. And Raza just needs to camp, I guess. Just stay at home, build up his stim, get combat shield. Actually, he's just going to pull it.
He's sending it again, pulling the boys.
But against Charge Lot, Phoenix, I mean, there's no battery in the in the 3rd base, so there's potential.
This army is just not very scary, is it? It's mainly boys.
There we go. Turret going up now.
But super batteries used, and super battery is just so
But this
powerful
is
in
all
these
that
small
Zain
fights. Is this, but more Zealots being warped in now, and Zain is gonna roll over Raza here on Blackburn. A dominating game, headed by an Oracle which did all the work, to be honest.
No, Raza's still. I think he.
Hello?
Yeah.
Did I speak too soon?
Yeah. I think this is the problem. Zain had
Remember,
no army.
there is another base for Zain. Raza has to kill Zain
He
here.
does, yeah.
It's 55 workers against 28.
And I think he should have overcharge coming in, but his zealots are just melting.
I don't think he should be running zealots in 1 by 1. He needs to group up at least.
And the pylon powering the batteries,
Seven
he's going to push in here. Wow.
I don't believe it. Oh my god, GG, Raza wins. I actually can't believe it.
And
oh my goodness
this
me.
goes back to the Phoenix that he flew in, to the natural and lost
If he
two
has
of them.
2 more Phoenix, there's different
Well,
fight.
yeah, but that's also 2 additional gates that he could have built earlier. His production was just about to come online when Raza hit. If they were slightly earlier, he'd have had another 4, 6 zealots, and he'd have just rolled over that.
I actually can't believe that Raza won that game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Do you think Zain should have pulled the probes there in that fight? He had like 25 more probes than his opponent
I think,
and 4 nexus. He could have afforded to lose.
Yeah, I think
quite
Zain
a
should
lot.
have sacrificed the third base, move back into his natural, and get another warp in before engaging. Because there was no rush. You know, he's pulled the boys, get another round in of zealots, and then push with the battery overcharge in his natural. But we have vision of everything, unfortunately, in the other moment. That's not what Zain did. As we are opening into potentially our last match of the lower finals.
Unfortunately, I hope it's not.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this, but we'll have to see. It's going to be on hardwire, and Zain needs to reverse sweep in order to get to the final.
I'd really like Raza just to proxy 2 racks here.
No way.
Yeah.
I think Raza's going to be pretty confident pulling the boys.
Yeah.
In the northeast, in the green, playing Protoss, it's Zain.
And spawning in the bottom left position, currently on match point, it's Raza. And I can't believe that the pulling the boys actually worked there. I felt like Zain had built such a good position for himself, and even with another 10 seconds of time, it'd have been completely fine. It was a really nice timing there by Raza.
Yep. And that was like his one chance to win the game though. Raza was really hurting in that game. So he did well to somehow find a win there.
Yeah, and Zain must be sat there thinking, well, what am I supposed to do this game?
Do you think he goes for AoE? He just really doesn't want to die to a SCV pull again?
I think he should go into the Colossus, to be honest. I think get Blink, get Colossus out, and just play a standard, you know, macro game rather than trying anything funny.
Did see that Oracle get a lot of work done, largely down to that Adept blocking the factory.
Yeah. And it was really nice that...
I wonder if he'll go Oracle again as a result.
I'm not sure he will. I don't think he'll open... it depends. If he sees a reactor here first, he might do. But I don't think he's going to go reactor first this time. No. So I don't think we'll see a Stargate this game.
Is Nexus before Cybercore?
Yep.
Raza's SCV Scout is going to come in and scout just that.
He's going down, blocking the command center.
Marine first this time, so he's seen 3 different openings from Raza. This probe is going to fall. Will scout the command center.
And the factory is going to presumably come up anytime now.
There it is.
There we go. Now, do we think Raza's going to go into Alien or Mine? Because the Mines didn't really work out that game.
The Mines did really work out. Zain dealt with him really well, but he did have Phoenix and Oracle, so... I don't know. I think I was... actually, that being said, I've seen Raza do Hellion drops a lot. He did it against Roscoe earlier, so I think it could be time for a Hellion drop.
Yeah, I think he might proxy a Star Pot.
Yeah. Look at this SCV. Oh God, we're good.
Yeah.
That's why they call us the Gold Masters, folks.
Certainly is.
Here it is. Man who just doesn't.
I'm the second highest Terran MMR in this tournament.
Wow.
There we go. The Star Pot is down. And it is the Alien drop. Excellent. So, with the Robo coming down and the Twilight Council, it looks like Zain is going to that. Actually, could this be DT?
I mean, it could, but he really needs to start it. There it is.
Oh, there we
Darkrai
go.
does go down. The Robo on the way.
But this is going to be really unfortunate for Zain because presumably
Yeah.
Raza's going to get into
This
the main
actually a hard
base.
counter. This is what
Exactly.
Raza does against me when he knows I'm doing this build.
Yeah, this
So
is really
this is
unfortunate.
really bad for Zain.
There's one
Unless
unit,
he scouts it.
but he's only got one unit. He's played it so greedy.
Yeah. It is
Yeah.
a greedy opening. He did scout factory
Yeah.
reactor, saw no starport around it. Maybe he can guess, but it really doesn't look like it. There is a battery in the main, but a battery doesn't help against 4 Hellions.
No, he really needs to get. I mean, if he walls off his
Couple of depths. Oh no, it's just gonna hit so soon. This is such a brutal build by
There we go.
Raza.
and as soon as Zain sees this, he's just going to be
He's
so
pulled
sad.
the probes immediately.
Really nice reaction there.
There
And he
are
does have
3
3 units. If he can get one of the aliens quickly, which he's about to do.
Ah!
Can he get it?
Oh, he needs to get it, he needs to
he's
get it.
got
He gets
okay,
one.
now he battery
but
overcharges.
3 Hellions still kill a probe. Okay,
Okay,
now
now.
he won't lose anymore. But 9 probes going
But
down is huge.
Did Raza actually scout the Dark Shrine?
I'm sure he did. Yeah, he did.
just, yeah.
Zain's in so much trouble. He can
Yes.
warp in 3 DTs, but there's 2 scans worth of energy.
There is.
Well, actually going to warp them straight into the main. Well, I like this. There's Cyclone not in position. This Cyclone should be patrolling for the Prism here. And these 2 DTs are just going to go straight for the army. Raza needs to scan. Raza needs to scan. Oh my goodness, he loses
Oh,
Devil
wow.
Marines quickly. The Warp Prism gets out of there and will save
Save
one of the DTs while this DT gets some more.
But he's only
rocket
got one
kills,
scan
but the
energy left.
Prism-
This is
Gonna get
really
out of
nice now. He's going to take so much loss.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Zain kept himself alive here.
yeah. This
10
is
SCVs.
and look at that stim timing. It's only just now starting. Wow.
He even gets a cancel. Stim in shambles here. There is a scan energy now
Yeah,
available.
he should never lose this. He should
He should never
lose
lose it. He should
it.
never
Oh, he's
lose
lost.
it.
Wow. What a pick off there by Zain.
That is huge.
That's
Oh,
really
and
poor
Raza in
play.
shambles,
Yeah.
rallying SCVs across the map is not what you want. He's doing it again. Oh god. Okay, he's sorted it out now. This game went from looking really good for Raza to looking like a bit of a disaster.
I'd really like to see Zain just drop some more gates this time. Go into that Colossus tech, or even Templar, to be honest. Get the AoE and build from what he's got. Another.
Oh, the Prism! Can we have a
Oh.
talk, a reasonable discussion about the range of that unit, please?
Yeah, completely balanced.
Unbelievable.
And we actually see that no stim is starting up by Raza yet. It's just completely. Of course, as soon as I mention it, he starts it.
You know, if Raza pulled the boys here, I think he'd win.
Yeah, I think.
Actually, no joke.
I mean, the
There's
Robo,
really not much for Zain.
the Immortal is coming out, which is going to be nice dealing with a tank and a Cyclone.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
we've charged only halfway
There's
done.
2 tanks, actually.
Wow, this is going to be really difficult
this
now.
is going to be awkward for Zain.
I mean, he does have DTs. He could walk in and warp in and out.
DTs are big. What's the scan energy looking like? There's about to be 2 scans.
Yeah. But there's no battery
Ooh,
overcharge.
buddy. This Immortal gets locked onto immediately. That's its barrier gone. And now the shields are going as well. There's no battery at the 3rd base. This Immortal takes some damage. And now the tanks have got themselves in a brilliant position. Some friendly fire does go down there as 1 scan is used. Another DT will warp in. Zain realizing the only way he can hold this is with DTs.
Well,
And
with
there
another
is
scan
that
there.
2nd scan. And Zain doesn't have the gas for more DTs. I think Raza's going to take the series 3-0 and
Excellent
find
play there.
himself in the final, facing off for the 3rd time this weekend against Figaro.
Yeah, wow. Raza there realising the timing that he had. Didn't need stim, just sent it and came out with a win. I mean, I'm not... There's another
Cute.
scan. Oh.
It's just not enough.
I mean, he might clear up the army eventually, but, you know, at what cost? He's down
He
29.
does still have 3 Nexus, and now with charge completed.
No shot.
There's 2 Zealots coming in before everything else. If he'd waited for these 5 Zealots, I actually think he would clean up pretty nicely, but now he's going to lose the Immortal. And Zain holds, but he's 13 workers down. There is a 3rd base on the way now for Raza. 3rd Nexus, it did survive for Zain. I think he's just taken too much damage.
Yeah, and Raza has actually a drop going into the main base, which Zain has no idea about. He's sending his... Yeah, this is rough. He's going to have to recall his Zealots that he's sending across the map.
Yeah.
Not quite sure why he's sending an 8 squad of Zealots across, but I guess he doesn't feel like he has any other choice.
And these
As they
Zealots just get cleaned up easily, and these Marines have found themselves a very nice choke point.
That's the game.
GG.
Wow.
There it is. Our final will be Raza versus Figaro. Can Raza win in his 3rd series against Figaro this weekend?
Of course, Figaro coming from the upper bracket final, so he has the 1-0 advantage already.
It's going to be a best of 7, and it's going to be live next on the Epic Land stream.
Stay tuned.
Thank you guys very much for watching. It's been me, Molten, and
me, Bromaria.
Epic.
Thank you very much.
We will see you next time.